2023, this policy was announced by the SLNPT administration. There's a history to this tax, especially on lottery. The NDC first introduced it, I think, 2015 or so. When the NPP assumed office in 2017, the NPP took it off. And then it was reintroduced in 2023 post-COVID and the rebound of our economy. So that was when the NLA also wrote back to the Ministry of Finance, signed by me, that this was going to cripple the lottery industry. And I'll tell you why. Majority of the NLA operations now, if not 50-50, then slight majority of it is in the hands of illegals. Now, these illegals do not know them. They are operating in their communities unchecked. So the people, the half or the less than half of this playing public that plays with the NLA, if you are going to impose tax on their winnings, government first of all is taxing itself because NLA is owned by government. And the NLA Act, whatever they make at the end of the day, the NLA is supposed to pay itself, take care of its operational costs, pay some into the consolidated fund, and the surplus of it use it to do good causes. And good causes as enshrined in the Act 722 states that as part of the conduct of lottery, the NLA must conduct lottery with the sole aim of taking care of the poor, the vulnerable, the destitute, the physically and the mentally afflicted. So we raise these matters with government that if we are to also now impose these taxes on our winnings, what will happen is that these players will now move to the illegal who are not going to be charged anything. So the Honorable Amin Adam saw sense in what we were saying and then also wrote back directing the GRA to meet the National Lottery Authority and assigned one of his deputies to also engage us on it.
Okay, so let me just pause and ask this at this point. I recall that there was post the Income Tax Act of 2023, which introduced this betting tax to include lottery. There was a document that was an amended practice note on that particular act, spelling out the areas of operation to include National Lottery, Private Lotto, and National Lottery Authority, sports betting, remote interactive games, and other games of chance. Now, that document did specify the tax itself as lottery and broke lottery down into 4 broad areas, which I've just mentioned: sports betting and remote interactive games and other games of chance, lotto operations by private lotto operators and National Lottery Authority, casinos and roulette operations or route operations, and marketing promotions. Could this be what the Minister of Finance was referring to by saying that the winnings from lottery was being, scrapped?
So in what you read, was it referred to in that Amendment Act that you're talking about? Was it referred to as betting tax?
Okay, no.
Yes, so clearly, then that means the minister is either confusing all of us or misleading all of us. If you are saying the entire pack, the 10% withholding has been removed, then that means, first of all, the NLA zone was never collected. But then the remaining ones of the sports betting, the casinos, and marketing and the marketing promotions, again, that's an interesting phrase that let me also bring to your attention. So the NLA also has the mandate to also regulate consumer promotions. The GRA wrote to these companies, and the companies wrote back to the NLA, and we informed the GRA that is also going to be problematic for us, because in any case, the NLA charges these companies, they pay for commission, and they also pay administrative charges. And the NLA pays its taxes to the GRA. So then these companies were going to be charged twice. So we also fought against that. So clearly, that's why I'm saying the minister, maybe when we are discussing the budget on the floor of the House next week, it will be important for the minister to address these concerns and to come clear on it as well.
So evidently there is still a bit of explanation required.
The explanation required should not come from us. The explanation should come from the minister and the Ministry of Finance. Because we did not read the budget yesterday, but they owe us a duty for us to have clarity of thought, to know the next line of action. Because now there's confusion in the system. You have referred to it as betting tax. So are you saying effective today, tomorrow, or next week, the casinos, the betting companies should stop charging its players 10% of the winnings? Because if that is the betting tax, then no problem. But for the lottery, I can tell you without any fear of contradiction that whatever collected, and we have letters, correspondence to also back our position.
Okay. All right. So that clarity is definitely required from the minister. And of course, even, to the best of my knowledge, and correct me if I'm wrong, that the betting tax, strictly for betting winnings, withholding taxes on winnings from betting, or sports betting, that is something that is still subject to a legislative amendment.
Exactly. And still subject to the removal of it. I think that is the intention of government. So I've seen people circulating videos of or a GRA official saying that, he accrued 150 million. That one did not come, not as funding came from the lottery sector.
That was purely sports betting.
Purely sports betting.
Okay.
Not a funding came from the lottery sector.
Okay.
Because the lottery sector, we were in charge of our lotto marketing companies and our private lotto operators and that of our collaborators. So I told them, hold on, as we try to engage government on. GRA wrote to me several times, compelling me to start charging. And I also wrote back several times, telling them about the dangers that we also face and the imminent collapse of the NLA if it was to embark on that journey.
We appreciate the clarity on this particular matter, and of course we will be calling on the Minister of Finance and his team to provide further explanation.
Just come clear to others. Okay, this part of betting, maybe I was referring to sports betting, casinos, and quasi games of chance. You get it? Then we know, okay, that's what he was referring to. If the minister was referring to that of lottery, then Honorable Minister, it looks like then you got it wrong.
Yeah. I mean, of course, if there had been engagement between the NLA and the GRA with the Ministry of Finance intervening, if that had not happened, then it means that you would have flouted a rule.
And it was not about, these were written letters.
Yeah.
We have copies. The Honorable Amin Adam also has copies. And GRA has copies. And I have my own set of copies as well.
Great stuff. Thank you very much, Mr. Sammi Awuku, for giving us this clarity. And Mr. Awuku is currently the Member of Parliament for Ekwapim North Constituency and the former Director General of the National Lottery Authority. There is some ambiguity, and we will be seeking clarity on that particular matter. Let's take a short break. When we come back, we'll be going into more conversations. But it would be great to hear from you, your thoughts on the various interventions and the allocations, generally the policies that were outlined in the budget yesterday. This is the Assassin Breakfast Show.